Revelation 2261. From the 15th of March 1942. Rewalking through creation. Fixed form. The stay in the solid form is unspeakably agonizing, for the spiritual feels the compulsion and cannot free itself from it. But the resistance against God is so strong in this spiritual that another external form would never ever break it, and therefore the solid form, the rock in its most manifold kind, was added to the spiritual as cover until the resistance is broken and the beingness in it is willing to cover the way on earth in service. Only this willingness brings relief to the beingness, namely a loosening of its outer cover and therefore a somewhat less firm outer form. Therefore it is up to the beingness itself how long it wants to languish in this agony, because its will alone makes it free. Its will changes the agonizing state into a more bearable one. The fact that these solid forms have such an infinitely long duration of existence is solely due to the resistance of the inherent spiritual, which could change its state at any time if it wanted to give up this resistance against God. Consequently, this spiritual being has no undeserved suffering to endure but is itself the originator of its torment through its wrong will. And God knows about its will and has therefore incorporated it into those external forms which correspond to its oppositional nature. The essence, which more quickly gives up its resistance to God, predominantly enlivens those types of rock which reach a quicker dissolution, that is, which are repeatedly shattered as a result of natural disasters or earth eruptions and therefore release the spiritual hidden in them in a shorter time. The being's resistance is known to God from eternity and the whole course of development is therefore likewise prescribed to him from eternity, which is why nothing of essence has to endure an undeserved state but, depending on its attitude towards God, is surrounded by the outer shell which is to change its will, even if this is only the case after an inconceivably long time. And such an agonizing stay will be the fate of countless people still inhabiting the earth who, through their complete lack of love, forfeit any right to live in spiritual freedom, that is to be allowed to be active. For thousands of years the path was shown to them and they were given the opportunity to acquire this spiritual freedom, yet they misused their free will again in the last stage of their development and therefore have to travel this infinitely long path to freedom again, for it is their own will and the new state only corresponds to their actions and thoughts on earth in complete lack of love. Amen.